Hey everybody, today we're talking about digital identities, or your digital identity, with Dean Williams from Norton to take us through all the details, the good, the bad, and how we can get into some challenges and how to get out of it as well. How are you, Dean?
I'm good, Charlie. Thanks for having me.
Great to have you with us. Our personal identity, it's our name, it's our contact information, but it's a lot more than that as well. It's our mortgage, your credit card information, all of that bundled in together, making us who we are, correct?
Yeah, that's right. And there's a lot more to that, but that's essentially what the cyber criminals are after.
It sounds like the nature of personal identity theft and the damage that can be done is such that it's an event that can happen once, but it can have an effect on us over months and years, and the damage can be ongoing over that time. Is that essentially the nature of what we're talking about?
Yeah, absolutely the nature. And where it gets more complicated is really it depends on where or how the cyber criminals acquired that personal information. So whether you were just unfairly a victim of a large data breach, or the victim of a very articulate scam. A lot of data that we've got here at Norton is showing a lot of the cyber criminals are shifting from being computer manipulators to social manipulators, social engineers, and scams. They obviously, a lot of Australians are falling victims to these scams, and where it starts is the scammers are trying to get their hands onto that initial bit of personal information, and then it snowballs from there.
The incidents of this occurring, what can we do to protect ourselves, but also what are you guys doing these days to provide better protection and assistance?
A couple of services in that area. There's an initial gate, and then there's one for the more extreme circumstances. With a lot of this personal information that's stolen or collected by the criminals is then put onto the illegal parts of the internet or the dark web to be sold or distributed. And so we've got the ability through a dark web monitoring feature where you can provide us a set of personal information, address, emails, mobile numbers, bank account details for us to monitor online. And we'll notify you if we find them on the dark web. And then our notifications help provide the right advice in terms of what to do to remediate or update that personal information. Now, the more extreme scenario, if you are the victim of identity theft, you don't necessarily know that it's happened until until there's a collection notice or the sheriff knocks on your door, right?
Or Dean, you go to get a mortgage or a credit card and you find that there's some kind of activity on your credit rating. I met a lady many years ago who went to open a business bank account for a new business she'd started, and the bank said, "You've already got 7 bank accounts with us. They've just been closed because they've been used for money laundering," and the person had no idea what had been going on.
Yeah, that's right. And I think that's the other red flag. You don't know until your credit rating has gone through the floor. And so when you're in that position, it's already too late. Your financial reputation, is ruined. You've got authorities or organizations, demanding collection of this money. And then to where do you start to know what to do? We've got a product that, as well as the monitoring solution, has a restoration team, a dedicated and trained restoration team that can step in and help assist you to resolve these issues, provide advice, be the proxy in mediation, let's say, and help, for the lack of better words, cleanse that identity.
So what are we talking about here? You've got a restoration team. Do they go and identify the personal information that's being traded on the dark web, passport information, credit card information? Do they flag that and then help you to start fixing the problem? How does it all actually work?
The restoration team doesn't flag that the information is found on the dark web. That's a different mechanism of our technology. That's our proprietary technology, the dark web monitoring technology. The restoration team steps in once you become aware that you're a victim of the identity theft, and then they will, with their set of expert knowledge, will step in and assist you, whether it be legal advice or mediate discussions with any third party that has that letter of demand for collection. So there's no real sort of box in terms of what they can do. It's really a matter of how bad the fallout of your identity theft is, and then where we can help assist.
So when you talk to people who are going through this, they haven't had this problem before. They don't know what process to follow to fix it. Part of the anxiety and concern is they don't know what to do. They don't know what levers to pull. Your guys come in, connect with them, help them to identify the problem that they have and how to go about fixing it. Is that right?
Yeah, exactly right. So it's one phone number. It's inside the product. Once you call, a case is opened, a restoration agent is assigned. That highly trained restoration agent is assigned to your case from start to finish. And like you said, for the lack of better words, you don't know where to start. And this is where the agents will step in and help assist you wherever you need it.
Yeah, you've only got to talk to people who have actually gone through this and hear from them and hear their story. It's a very, very damaging event to occur. And it's of interest to people that haven't gone through this as well, because at the end of the day, it could happen to any of us. And I guess this service is going to help people in all sorts of ways in this area.
Yeah, that's right. Without naming the companies, data breaches, they didn't start in 2023, and I think, and then one, it's not amazing, but you come to the realization using our products, like the feature of dark web monitoring, it's not technology that's only forward looking. It actually does. Once you provide us the personal information, we do a look back, we do a historical check, and show you all of your personal information that is already there on the dark web. So it's enlightening in that sense, because you get an understanding that there's a lot of our personal information that's unfortunately there on the dark web. And now with that visibility, you've got you've got the direction if it's a matter of changing bank accounts, or closing those accounts, or changing a password, which eventually makes that information out of date, redundant. It's useless to a cyber criminal or a scammer that gets their hands on it.
Yeah, it's interesting. I looked at my identity information on the dark web, and it was very top level, very old. But regardless of that, I went about understanding the information that was there, changing the current information to make sure that the old stuff was no longer relevant and couldn't hurt me in any way. So yeah, I guess if we're armed with that, it's a benefit to us. Thank you for coming on and having a chat to us today, Dean. It is an area of the internet and the way we engage with the internet that most of us wouldn't think about until it's too late. But it's good to know that there's someone there that is going to help us should all those negative things occur. Thanks again for your time.
Thanks, Charlie. Speak soon.